All right, now I'm going to put you in an uncomfortable position. Would you like to be in an uncomfortable position?
Well,
so given how much you enjoy covering these guys, scouting these guys, I have to imagine that you're keeping an eye on other mocks. You're keeping an eye on what other people are saying. Is there a guy in this draft, and we'll maybe say like top 15, but you can expand it if you want. Is there a guy that when you've watched on film, maybe you've met, maybe you've evaluated, is there a guy that you look at and where it seems like the consensus is that this guy's going to go where you go, I don't see it. I think it's too high. Or somebody that you're surprised with how much they've risen on boards?
Not really. I mean, there are guys that I'll put it this way. There's a guy that I've watched this season and gotten to meet a few times that I have enjoyed watching and talking to as much as any other prospect I've gotten to meet in the however many years I've been doing this. Keyshawn Aitchison, the defenseman from Barrie.
Yeah.
He is, when I talk about Matthew Schaefer, I say he's a guy that you can build your team around. You can build your marketing campaign around because of the energy and the smile and the intelligence that he brings. You can say the same exact thing about Keyshawn Aitchison. The energy that kid brings, everything that you love/hate about Brad Marchand or Sam Bennett, Keyshawn Aitchison brings. Okay. He was a guy that when you watch him, if he plays for your team, you will buy his jersey, your kids will love him, and he will be your favorite player. And if you have to watch him come into your building, you will go out of your way to scream mean words to him. That's how much you will hate him. But if he's on your team, you will love him. He scored 26 goals this year as a defenseman. And when I talk to scouts about him, he's not the Mike Green, stand at the blue line and just blast bullets on net. He would kind of move around. He would get into the OV spot in the circle and he would score from there, or he would do other things. So it's not your traditional defenseman scoring. And he hits like a Mack truck, and he is fearless. I had scouts compare him to Charlie McAvoy. His coach compared him to Jacob Trouba. You've seen those kind of players. You see how they play. Yeah. Now you put that into an 18-year-old prospect who has a smile that could, light up the skyline. And he's funny, and he's got a great attitude. And it's funny, at the Combine, he was roommates with Porter Martone. And those two guys had, and you can go find it on your favorite video website. You can see what happened to them throughout the season. And Aitchison told us this, and we're like, well, how did that go when you walked in the room? And he said he got in there, Martone was on the bed watching TV, and Aitchison standing in the door, and they just started laughing. Because and then Aitchison told a story how they had a few skirmishes and dust-ups throughout the season, and there was one where I had, he said, well, we had 6 meetings, and they were not all smooth and fun, and I found one of them, and there were punches thrown, and it was quite the dust-up, yes. But kind of getting back to the point here, Aitchison is a guy that I think he's going to go in the top 15 because he walked that line from being that physical, intimidating, nasty presence without taking a lot of penalty minutes. I think he played 64 games the last 2 seasons. 2 seasons ago, last season, he had 120 some odd penalty minutes. This season, he only had 80. Same amount of games. So what that tells me is that, and his game didn't change. He understands where that line is because he played a lot. His coach had him out there every situation, played against other teams' top lines, and they trusted him in that role, that knowing that he could play that game and be smart about it and hit hard and hit often, but hit clean and not get himself into trouble in the penalty box. So that's a guy I'm really curious to see where he goes. I mean, obviously Schaefer's the number 1 defenseman this year that's available. But then in that second group, you've got Merca, who we talked about, Jackson Smith, who's actually played for Tri-City in the Western League, who's going to play for Penn State in the fall. And then I think you've got Aitchison right in that mix for who the second defenseman off the board is going to be.
I dig it.
He's a flyer guy,
he'd be a perfect fit. It's just a matter of he probably doesn't get to 22. He's probably gone considerably before then.
If you're looking for a stereotypical, and we're a little bit, since we're in market, we kind of can say it's a tongue-in-cheek, it's a stereotype that a flyer type of guy. But he, for those outside the market, yes, he would be that mix of overarching toughness with a lot of skill that is going to be entertaining in that way. But no, I don't. I have very little belief that he would be there at 22. To me, I think I have him going at 15 in my mock draft to Vancouver. But that's a guy that I'm really curious, because wherever he lands, the other teams in that division are going to immediately hate him. And the team that he does land with, they are going to love him.